Everybody, welcome back to Wiki Good Sports. This is Power Play, and we're joined, as always, by Chris Uminski. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Brian. How are you?
Doing well. Excited to talk about the conference finals. We're almost there, Chris. The season is almost over. Which would you like to talk about first?
So I guess let's get into the conference finals. They start tonight. The Western Conference Finals starts tonight. And we've got the Avalanche and the Edmonton Oilers in that one.
So very interesting. Obviously, Avalanche were pretty strong all season. Oilers, being most of my NHL news comes through this. I don't think we talked much about them other than they're the team that signed Evander Kane, right?
Yes,
Okay.
Evander Kane is one of their top players right now, and I'm very excited. I'm more excited for this series than I am New York and Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
But and it's mostly because these are two teams that have just been the second half of the season have been powerhouses. The
Mm-hmm.
Colorado Avalanche have been perennial favorites for the last few years. They have Nathan MacKinnon. They have Nazim Kadri. They have a very high-powered offense, but they have a very good matchup with the Oilers. The Oilers have arguably the best active player right now in Connor McDavid.
Mm-hmm.
People are starting to compare Connor McDavid to players like Wayne Gretzky and Mario Lemieux, and I'm just like, I don't know if I'm there yet, but he's definitely in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And they also have Leon Draisaitl, who's the top scorer in the league right now. And Evander Kane, who we just talked about, who's been
Yeah, so I think that's an interesting point. So a lot of what we covered about Evander Kane was not positive. Has he turned things around, seemingly?
it seems like he has.
Okay, that's good. I mean, it's hard to get worse than faking COVID, cards and all that. But tell me about his journey on this second half and what he's meant to Edmonton on their run.
Well, I wasn't happy when he got signed. I still don't think that he should have,
Mm,
but it really does seem like he's found a good fit.
mm,
He plays extremely well with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Um, he's been a top scorer. He's looking the way that he looked in his best days playing with San Jose and Atlanta
mm.
and
Right,
Winnipeg. Um, and it's as much as I want to, it's really hard for me to talk shit about him right now.
right. Of course. I mean, he's done well, and I guess we'll see if he can continue to, thrive, or if this is just a one-year thing. We'll see. So, the Avalanche, how have they done this whole season, and what do you think their chances are going into this?
So I like the Avalanche in this series.
Mm,
I think it's going to be a very close series. I think it's going to be 6 or 7 games.
mm,
I do like the Avalanche in this series. Their offense is definitely comparable to the Oilers. They have Nathan MacKinnon, Gabriel Landeskog, Nazem Kadri, sort of taking charge in that offense.
mm,
And then they also have probably the top defenseman in the league right now in Callan Marker
mm.
and Devin Taves too, and they are. It's going to be a very good matchup though, but what it's going to come down to in this series is goaltending.
Okay.
Darcy Kemper is one of the best goalies in the league, I think.
Mm,
I don't know if he's the I don't know if he's the top 2 or 3, but he's still a very good goalie. And the Oilers have really been struggling in net. Mike Smith is a veteran goaltender, but
mm,
he has just looked like garbage. The whole the Battle of Alberta was exciting and fun to watch because it was very high scoring.
Mm-hmm.
But it being high scoring was reflective of the fact that the Flames and the Oilers have very weak goaltending.
Right. So with that said, edge for Colorado.
Yes.
All right. And you said 6 or 7. Do you have
I
a
said
definitive 6? All right. So 6 or 7 there. Let's move over.
No. Let's say 6.
Okay.
I'm going to lock it.
Log it in. Avalanche in 6. Let's move over to the Eastern Conference. So Tampa Bay, no surprise, they're here. They're, the big bads of the league almost, it seems.
Yeah.
But the Rangers, what do you think of them?
So this is an interesting series. I think this is going to be a lot better of a series than people might think.
Mm-hmm.
People think about the Tampa Bay Lightning and they're like, oh yeah, like they're won 2 years in a row. They're the best team in the league. They're going to kick the crap out of the Rangers. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm not so sure.
Mm-hmm.
In the regular season, their regular season series, the Rangers won.
Right.
The Rangers, I actually think they beat Tampa every single game in the regular season.
Right. So maybe there's a chance.
Oh yeah, and they had guys, and Igor Shesterkin is a very good goalie.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely not as good as Andrei Vasilevsky on the Lightning, but that's a good matchup in net. Chris Kreider and Artemi Panarin are both very strong wingers for the Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the Rangers have been a sleeper in these playoffs.
Right.
And I don't know if I would say that they'll win, but they're definitely going to make a run for it. I'd say this is also going to be a 6 or 7 game series.
Right. And so Tampa Bay, for their part, how are they coming in looking? What do you think their biggest strengths are?
I mean, Tampa Bay's strengths have always been number 1 goaltending. Andrei Vasilevsky, I've said it before, I will say it again, is the best goalie in the world.
Mm-hmm.
There's absolutely no one who compares with him right now. And the Lightning are one of the most high-powered offenses in the league. They have Steven Stamkos, Nikita Kucherov, which there was the whole thing last year about, oh, they're both hurt, going to be on long-term IR. Oh, we're going to bring them back up. They're back in time just for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they're coming in looking very good. Patrick Maroon has been looking very strong with them too. And just all around, the Tampa Bay Lightning are probably the best team in the league.
Mm-hmm. I mean, no surprise there, given their recent success.
So, I would have to dig deep to find a weak point on their lineup. If I had to say somebody, maybe Alex Killorn.
Okay.
Is kind of hit or miss.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how deep into the Lightning's lineup that you have to go to really find anything bad about them.
Mm-hmm. So, obviously quite good. We'll see. I mean, the Rangers took it to the Hurricane in their game 7.
Oh yes, that was a very fun game to watch.
Mm-hmm. That was not pretty for Carolina. Great for New York fans, of course. But it should be interesting to see. What do you want to lock in for your prediction in this series?
I'm gonna say Tampa in 7.
Tampa in 7. So we got Colorado in 6 and Tampa in 7, playing for the 2022 Stanley Cup. Should be exciting. Chris, anything else you want to touch on before we get on out of here?
Yeah, there is one thing I think needs to be addressed.
Okay.
So, in the Avalanche series with the Blues,
mm-hmm.
I need to talk a little bit about Nazim Kadri.
Okay.
He's another player who I really, really don't like.
Mm-hmm.
He has a history. There's a meme that he always gets suspended in the first round of the playoffs.
Right.
like that was like a thing that was happening every year for a while. It was even funnier when he was with the Leafs, but it didn't happen this year.
Mm-hmm.
But in the last game of the Blues Avalanche series, Nazim Kadri gets into a collision and crashes the net.
Mm-hmm.
And crashes the Blues net, and Jordan Binnington, the goalie, got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And there were some words exchanged between Binnington and Kadri after the game. Binnington threw a water bottle at him.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Binnington just admitted to him doing that today. But then there were Blues fans who were sending Nazim Kadri death threats.
Of course.
Death threats and just spewing horrible, disgusting racial bile on social media. He's Lebanese.
Mm.
So there was a lot of like Islamophobia going on, and it's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's absolutely disgusting, and it's even more disgusting that this isn't the first time I've said something about similar incidents this season in one of these videos.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. I mean, fuck, Chris can't even have, some fun episodes of Star Wars without people being racist these days. Like it's a bleak country at times, but all we can do is like you're doing now is just speak out against it and be like,
yeah,
stop doing that. It's fucked. And
like I said, I'm not a fan of Nazim Kadri. I don't particularly care for him or his style of play.
Sure.
But nobody deserves that.
Yeah, no, definitely not. So, I mean, yeah, not much else to say other than what you just said. Don't have a good transition out. I guess, Chris, where can they find you online?
So you can get me on Twitter, Chris_Uminski. I'm always tweeting hockey, giving my playoff thoughts, spicy memes.
Yes, go follow him there. Also, hey, Carolina's out. Maybe they got beaten so bad they'll come back to Hartford.
That's right. I really hope they will. You can check out the progress on that at Whalers Revival. Give that a follow. Join the movement.
Mm-hmm. Still angling to be the senator of. Can't remember what it was called, but the people in charge of getting the team back. That's Chris's goal right now.
Yes.
So anyone from Hartford wants to reach out, let us know. You can follow me on Twitter at @theFakeBMR. This BMA. Our channel is on Twitter at WickedGoodSport and at WG Everything. It's on Instagram, Wicked Good Everything, Twitch and twitch.tv/Wicked Good Everything, and on TikTok, search Wicked Good Sports, search Wicked Good Everything. Chris, thank you so much for your time.
All right, thank you.
We'll see you all in the next one.